All right, this is going to be a little reminder of how to find the line of best fit for a data set. And so what we have today is some data here, and it says the table shows the number Y in thousands, so all these are in thousands, of alternative fueled vehicles in the United States X years after 2007. So the first one here, if this is 0, this would be 2007, this would be 2008, 2009, and so forth. And so what we're going to do is approximate the line of best fit. So I'm going to plot these points on the graph to the best of my ability. We'll have to estimate a little bit. So our first point is 0 to 80. So maybe let's come kind of like right in there. Each one of these is going to represent 50 units above that. And then 1 to 95, so maybe real close there. 2, 322, so maybe kind of just a little bit below halfway here. 3 is 395, so close up here. 4 is 425, so right in the middle of those two. 5 is 471, so up here a little bit. Let's see, 6 is 511, like that, and 7 is 548. So real close to that right there. Now, you guys can see this kind of looks like a line. So what we would want to do, just with, if you want to use the edge of a ruler, or if you've got a folder or something like that, I'm just going to kind of do my best to approximate kind of half above, half below the line of best fit. This is called a trend line. And I'm just going to kind of half above, half below there a little bit, maybe make a line there. So this is a pretty good estimate of a line that goes through this data. Now, what I would want to do here to write the equation of that line is pick 2 points on the line. Now, the 2 points can be directly on the line, or they can be data points, but they don't have to be data points. So let me just look through here. My line looks like it goes right through that point. So pick points that are easy to work with. This would be 6, 500. And let's find another point that goes through, kind of a good estimate here. Looks like I'm actually kind of going through that point that was given to me here. This is 4 and 425. So they can be data points if the data point falls on your line. That did in this case. This data point is on the line, this point is on the line, but it's not one of the data points. Once you have that, you're just going to write the equation of the line between the 2 points. So you're going to need the slope, and then I'm going to write the equation of the line. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'll just call this x1, y1, and we'll call this x2, y2. And what we're going to do is find our slope. So for this, I'm going to do 425 minus 500. We're going to divide that by 4 minus 6. So when I calculate that, we're going to have a negative on the top, and we're also going to have a negative on the bottom. So those two will cancel out. 75 divided by 2 is about 37.5. So that's going to be my slope. Okay, once you have that, pick one of the points. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to use the first one. And I need my slope. This is my m. And I'll just use my point. So it'd be y minus the y-coordinate of the point is my slope, times x minus the x-coordinate of the point. So just going to do 2 steps, get my distributive property going here. And if you do 37.5 times negative 6, you're going to get negative 225. I'm going to add 500 to both sides. So negative 225, add your 500. This is going to be y equals 37.5x, and then plus 275. That is the equation of my trend line. once I've written the equation of the line, sometimes these questions will ask you to predict or use your model to predict something. And so this says use your model to predict how many thousand alternative fuel vehicles will be used in 2018. Now, since my premise of my problem said that the x values were years after 2007, what I want to do is do 2018 minus 2007, and that's going to give me 11. And so 2018 is 11 years after 2007, so that's what you want to use your x value. They want to know how many thousand alternative fuels they're going to use, and so we'll just use our trend line to kind of get us an estimate. So 37.5, plug in 11 for x, and then plus 275. And remember, this result is in thousands, and I'm just calculating this real quick. So we would predict based on our trend line 687.5 thousand people are going to have alternative fuel vehicles in 2018. So just to back up your trend line, you're going to plot it first, as you guys can see I have done. Use ruler, folder, piece of paper. Just do your best to draw a line about half above, half below for the points. Estimate a good line that represents the data. Pick 2 points. They can be on the line, or they could be or you want them to be on the line, but they could be data points or they don't have to be. And then what you want to do, find your slope. There's your slope formula. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. I started off with point slope, took a point and my slope, plugged that in, and simplified to get the equation of the line in mx plus b or slope-intercept form. And then if they ask you to predict something, just look at the question, see how they're wording it, and what you're going to do is plug in a value for x.